Okay, folks, we are back here now on our feature table. 8 players remain, and we have now been joined by Mr. Fergal Midnight Cowboy Nealon. He is flying out to EPT Deauville later on tonight, so we're gonna rope him in for an hour or so to give us some wizardry on the poker side of things.
Try my best, Danny.
If we can, you know.
Good to see you, man. I'm sorry I missed this weekend. It was one I always liked playing, like, but
yeah.
Just wanted to keep fresh for the EPT really, and kind of what over a week away from home was just I couldn't manage it, so I had to skip it this year. But
I think this was the first time I'd ever met you at this event 3 years ago.
That's right. Yeah, in the D4, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, in the
old spot.
That's right. Yeah, just when you were.
This was getting into
the
very first one. Yeah. This
I have to say, to be honest, I've a flight at 6:10, but I burned up the road to. I was hoping to support Mark on this final table, you know, and watch a bit of him. But you know, I was sad to hear you told me at the break of he got pretty unlucky there.
Yeah, he got killed at, you know, one or two gross spots.
Yeah,
it wasn't too good, like.
Yeah, it's you know, because he's obviously been, I think he final tabled this before, didn't he? And he
has, yeah, back in 08.
And he's just off a final table at a Winterfest, and you know, he's really knocking.
He's coming on leaps and bounds, like he's really, you know. And I think, as I said on the stream and on the blog, instead of having like a 4 and 5 million chip stack, he was down to 600k. You know, can you imagine the things he would have done with 4 and 5 million chips?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I kind of noticed. Maybe a slight change in Mark's play, but he sent a tweet there last night where he said they were 5-handed. I was watching the stream last night and they were 5-handed, and I don't know if it was the same hand where Pat got lucky with the 3-4 against the Kings, but Mark said afterwards that he folded 10s. He got away from pocket kings with 10s, with 27 bigs 5-handed. Now that's a tweet I would never imagined Mark to ever send before. You know, it's like you're 5-handed, you're on a final table bubble. It's just pretty much standard to get that in online anyway. Like, but it's interesting that he seemed to be really hungry for this final table, you know, and it, you know, it's a shame to see he's not. You're right. If he held there, was it what he got unlucky with kings? Was it
kings? Yeah, and then pocket sixes.
Yeah, like come on. Close. You know, if he holds there, he's gonna have a lot of fun against against this field.
We're just gonna give a quick shout out on the chip counts there. We have David Janssen in seat 1's got 1.8 million. Roland Gradert has 3.9 million in seat 2. Declan Connolly in seat 3 has got 3.9 million. Declan Connolly's got 3.4 million. Then we have Pat Smith in C4 with 2,250,000. Then we have our chip leader Jimmy de Barros.
Wow, that's a big chip lead.
Yeah, 7,200,000. Next to him we have Raf the Weaver. He's also final table one of these events before. He's sitting on a million. Then we have Matthew Duran in seat 8. He also has 1.4 million. And then Gaetan LaRue in seat 9 has 1.5 million.
Yeah, Jimmy there, that's a massive, like he's 70 bigs now, 72 bigs at this stage. He's got position on all the decent sized stacks. He's got direct position on Roland, Declan, Pat Smith as well. He can also pretty much be open shoving on, I don't know his style of play, but he can be open shoving on Raf behind him just as 10 bigs.
Yeah,
Matthew Durand has now got 14, and I don't know how to pronounce seat 9, but he's only got 15 bigs. So
we didn't really get a chance to see much of Jimmy yesterday, but anytime we went out to him on the secondary table, he was just killing it. Raise, and then all of a sudden coming in today as chip leader.
Right, okay, yeah. And I believe Pat Smith is an uncle of our own Jason Tompkins.
He would be.
And we all thought Jason was a natural. You know, he obviously learned it all off Pat.
It's all in the family.
Yeah. So, and I notice I noticed Declan. I don't think I've played him, but I know that guy's face. He plays a lot on the Irish scene, doesn't he? Declan Connolly.
Yeah, he has a Irish Open final table under his belt. There we go.
Jimmy shows ace of spades, king of hearts. Jimmy has pocket jacks.
Right, so Pat is racing, and that's like got it in 22 bigs with ace king. It's fairly standard. And come on, Ireland.
Well, it is 2 diamonds, flip of diamonds, 4 hearts, no help.
Looking good so far.
Trump
8.
8 of spades.
That's just an ace or a king to keep Pat in the game.
Or an ace on the river, he will be eliminated in 8th position. Let's see our river card.
He's not going to do it. Well done, Pat. That's a hell of a performance. Came through a big field there. And what's he cashing for?
We have the prize bill. Just give me 2 seconds.
2.2 million. Jimmy taking commanded chip lead here now, gone just under 10 million in chips.
Wow, well that's Jimmy with a crushing stack, and Pat's going to cash for what, 5.7?
Yeah, 57250.
57250. Not a bad return on your, what was it, 550 entry?
550 buy-in, yeah.
Not a bad return. Well done, Pat. And it looks like we've only one Irishman left here. He's up to 10.
Just shy of 10.
Jimmy the Barras just shy of 10 million chips.
Yeah, like I don't. The way you were saying yesterday, he was opening a lot of pots and that. Like he's just gonna have a great time here. He's not gonna take the foot off that pedal, I don't think. He's got the best seat on the table. He's obviously got the best stack, and it looks like he's got a bit of game to him as well.
Our final remaining Irish player in the tournament. We start our final day today with 3 Irish, 2 Belgian.
See, Danny is just tweeting Jason the bad news.
1 French player.
I'll be seeing Jason later on today. We're sharing in Deauville. We're both playing tomorrow, and best of luck to the Irish guys out there that are playing today.
I was just saying on Facebook earlier, I had 311 runners so far today.
Right. Yeah,
so it could be some big numbers.
Yeah, it's definitely if you're going to take a shot at an EPT, it's the one you want to be going for. Like, I saw that Lappin and John O'Shea are on the same table.
Oh, fantastic!
John O'Shea are on the same table. So
we have Raf getting a push through here.
That could get
with his how many bigs? Very good, Rain Man. Counted out.
Wow. We just had 10 big blinds. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, was that
blinds are now running 50,000, 100,000 on a 12k ante.
And what's our next payout here?
Our next payout will be €7,600.
7,600. So, like it's like a 2k jump, and 6 then is like a 3k jump, and then we have a 3k jump to 5th, a 4k jump to 4th. A 6k jump to 3rd, and a 10k jump to 2nd, and then of course a big jump like it's 15k. Yeah, so you know the jumps are, you know, they're not massive, like, you know, it's all top 3 like.
We're all guaranteed 7,600.
You can just hear JP giving out the payouts there. I think, like, you're talking Roland here in C2 and Declan in C3. You know, they're both on between 30 and 40 bigs.
Yeah.
But they're betting into Jimmy, like, you know, and Jimmy's a good player, and he's got that stack, and there's other shorties, and I think he'll be making life very tough for Declan and Roland to open up here.
Okay, to our next hand. Dave is on the
like, he 3-bets, and what do you want to do? Like, you want a 4-bet shove with the other shorties behind? It's a big move for ICM considerations.
That makes £630 actions folded into David or big line. David folds.
Declan hasn't been very active so far.
Really?
I've only seen him involved in a couple of hands, and like this is the first time he's really putting some pressure on.
Yeah, and it looks like if he hasn't been active, then it looks like he's strong here. He's 3-betting an under the gun opener, like with.
In saying that now, in
from under
general,
the gun
like
+1 and
I don't have a lot of table time with Declan, but I've seen him at a couple of festivals in the last year or two, and I would say it's pretty tight. But he knows how to pick his spots.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice
get the
spot.
aggression
Like,
running.
I think he's nearly better here. 3-betting Roland. It's probably his obvious spot on the table because like his opens are just going to be hammered on by Jimmy. So Roland is the one guy that he can actually put under pressure here. The other guys shouldn't really be raise folding. Roland is a stack to raise fold, and Declan has position if he is called in a hand as well. Like that's his obvious spot for a bit of profit at this table. Like.
I'm just going to do a quick blog update, so don't think I've split anywhere, folks. I'm going to let Fergal give you some expert analysis.
So
if you want to like mess with your cameras around, you're more than welcome. That's all there. Bing bang boss.
Oh, can I control these cameras?
You can, yeah.
Right. How does that happen?
Whatever. So you have your flop cam here, number 4, number 5, number 6, whatever.
So which one is everybody seeing? Like the preview up here, is it?
Yeah. So whatever. This is so. This one here you have.
Yeah.
You have them on the out on there. They're able to move it around. So there you go.
Okay.
Be able to get the zoom going on.
And have we? Where's the people asking in questions and that?
Yeah, we have them up on the stream here.
So if anyone wants to talk to us here, guys,
don't touch anything. Fergal says King Shemo Fires Poker Boards.
There's Kingston. Yeah.
Goes a head case.
He is indeed. Sean Kilroy, and a very avid cyclist as well. And ringer for Jerry Adams.
Right, there we go. I'm not going to say anything, but yes.
Okay, I'll show the action. So it's Roland here. I think he used the big blind in his hand, and it's gone check. And let me get to camera 4 here so we can see a flop. It's queen 6 7. Jimmy check back there. The camera 3. Looks like he's pulling out a bet. And Roland is check calling. I'm not sure he's stacks now, so got a 7 on the river, so queen 6 7 7. And it looks like Roland is going to lead into this. So like the flop did go check I think, so, and he check called on the turn, so sure, could he have a 7? He called from the big blind. He could have some sort of suited 7 there. And it looks like Jimmy's in the tank here. Didn't bet the flop. You think he bet the flop with any sort of pocket pair. He's definitely betting with a 3, like, so. I wonder if Jimmy is thinking about calling here with ace high. Just give you a quick look at that board again. Not sure. How much is that bet there, Danny, that Roland's put out? What are those?
The
chips?
purple blues are 50Ks and the purples are 5s.
Right, so it looks like there's what, 3 or 4 of those blues anyway. So it looks like it could be like what, 200k or
Yeah, definitely a little bit more than that.
220 or something. And Looks like he's cutting out some chips here. He makes the call. And Roland
Here, Sean. Cut.
turns over pocket trees. Was that pocket eights? Must have been pocket eights. We see. No, it was
Easy.
ace eight. Okay, so
he did
yeah,
make
he
the call
did.
with the ace high.
He did make the call with the ace high.
And the rich get richer.
The rich get richer. Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see why Roland had a stab at that there. You know, he's putting on his opponent on ace high, I think, with the check back on the flop, and Jimmy just didn't buy it. Jimmy didn't buy that he had a 7, I presume, is what he was trying to sell by the river. So you can see why he had a stab, but Jimmy's no mug, like, and this is the problem, like, for exactly what I was talking about with Declan and Roland there. Like, their hands are tied here. They're out of position on the big stack. Who obviously knows what he's doing, like, and he's going to use these pay jumps. He's going to use his skill. He's going to use his position to just hammer them all day, like so. So he's in a great spot right now, and these guys over here, you know, they can't really do much. He's just open shoving, and yeah, he's got 15 bigs. Jimmy's out of the hand. Just get it in. This is Gaetan, is it?
Yeah, Gaetan
Leroux, the French. Oh, and he's getting a call. He's getting a call from David Jansen in seat number 1. A reshove, and we've got ace king against 6-7. I presume it's Gaetan with the 6-7. So they're Belgium, sorry, like Poirot, they are not French.
Yeah, both of them are Belgium lads.
So Gaetan just saw a spot to get a shove in, and he took it.
And he ran into the hand.
He ran into a hand.
Can he suck out?
Is 2, 3, 9, all hearts.
He doesn't have a heart.
Drunk card.
And that's a 10, so he's got an 8 for the gutter here.
To get on, then he needs a 6, 7, or 8, or he will be either eliminated or very short stop. Let's see our river cards.
No, he bricks it. And the ace king holds. So I think is he left with some chips?
It'll be very close.
Sorry, David was over 1.3 million chips and Gaston has a ballpark 1.5 million.
Right, so it looks like Gaetan will be left with 300k, and David is going to go up to 3.5 or so. So yeah, so it looked like he shoved 13 bigs there, like.
David was all in for 1,359,000.
5-9.
And David has got on covered.
Oh, he hasn't covered.
Oh, looks like we might have.
They're just counting out the chips.
No, we have an elimination.
Verify this.
It was close. We lose.
Finished in 7th position, taking home with him €7,600. Well done, Gaton.
I'm not sure if you're picking JP up there, but he's €7,600 for Gaetan from Belgium. And it looks like David Jansen moves up to in or around 3 million. So what are the nationalities of these guys standing here? We've got a Belgium guy in seat 1.
Belgium, seat 1.
Where's Roland from?
He's Swedish. We've had his son up on the live chat stream there.
I seen him on the chat.
Yeah.
I seen him mentioning that Roland has a tattoo of a rabbit playing cards on his arm.
That's the one, yeah. Then we have Declan's Irish.
Declan is a dub, is he?
Yeah.
Declan's a dub, yeah.
Jimmy is from Luxembourg.
Right. Wow.
Then we have Raf is also Belgium. And then Mathieu is French. One of the head men from Winamax live events, I believe.
Right, okay, yeah.
So if you're looking to get your account set up, man, like...
I have it set up.
Oh, there you go.
I have it set up. They just had a really good series, actually.
Oh, nice.
A Winamax series in the new year, which is excellent. Like,
and
great site, really good software. Had a run, finished in the 306 max, came fourth in that.
Oh, nice.
That was nice way to start off the year.
Lovely, man.
But they've lovely events. The software's great, and they're actually like the bigger ones are 2-day events, like, so they'll all stop at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You come back fresh the next day. So it's a blind on blind action here between Declan and Jimmy. So Jimmy must have put in, that looks like 200. And what's the yellow one, Danny?
They're 20Ks.
So he put in 220. It's like he barely over min from the small blind. And looks like a re-raise from Jimmy. This is the thing, Jimmy's going to do this all day, like, and force Declan into playing out of position with these big pay jumps. It's not going to be a comfortable spot. Declan counting out a 4-bet here. That's to 500k. Right?
No, that's
600k?
Yep. The previous exit, that was blind on blind, wasn't it? He shoved in a small and David Janssen woke up.
No,
it wasn't?
Because them two are blind on blind now, like. So, Declan would have been the big blind last time.
Oh, okay.
It would have been cut off on button.
Alright.
And boom.
Oh, wow. The big stack.
Jimmy comes in with the, what I think is a 5-bet. I missed the initial bets, but I think it's a 5-bet here. And this is it, like, out of position on the big stack. It's he's going to put you to a lot of uncomfortable ICM decisions. Like, he's like, Declan here is looking like his stack size. He could be looking at your top 3 here.
Yeah, Jimmy had a similar hand just before the break against Raf the Weaver, where basically same thing happened. Like, Jimmy opens, Raf gets it in, you know. Jimmy just comes over the top and just bombs it, like.
Yeah.
Like, and he got the fold out of him.
He's putting him under pressure now for his stack. What's his bet there? What are all those? He made a 500. That's like, what is it, 5 in each of those things?
Yeah.
Good man, cameraman.
What's that? Albie Collins.
There's 20 of those, so that's $1 million, yeah?
Yep.
So, thanks, Abby. And he forces the fold, and like, this is
there you go.
This is what he's going to be doing this all day now until this finishes. Like,
it's going to be interesting.
You know, Declan needs a monster there. You know, or he needs a. Or he needs to really just strap in with him, like, you know, and get him in. Like, if you're going to play that game, I think, against a guy like Jimmy right now, if you're going to be putting in that 4-bet that Declan put in, like, Declan put in there, like, Jimmy is 3-betting to 5-bet all day here, like, do you know what I mean? So I think if you're going to take that line that Declan took, you're just going to be leaking chips unless you're willing to take a stand at a certain point, because Like I say, Jimmy's going to just do this for fun until this day is over. Like so, like I think if Declan's going to go down that road, he's got to take a hand and strap in with it, or else just avoid it. And he can now tree bed Roland. He can tree bed seat number 1. David is a stack as well. Like I'd take those lines if I was in Declan's shoes now. But Jimmy's going to torture these guys. Here he is. It's folded to him. They're and okay.
He still should be doing it though, shouldn't he? Opening against Raf, Jimmy with his stack.
Sorry, Jimmy should be opening against Raf.
Yeah. In a blind on blind battle there, he should be always raising.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Well, to be honest, I think I think Jimmy just limped in there, and Raf shoved. Like Raf is only he's only in and around 10 big blinds, like, so I think if Jimmy's going to play the hand, he should just shove the hand.
Yeah.
You know, and put him under pressure. He just opened the door. He invited him to shove there. Like Jimmy's obviously raising a lot, like, and he's not the type of guy that you'd imagine would limp with a monster there, but he might do it next time. But yeah, nice little pick up from Raf there. So it's a raise to 225, and Roland takes it down. Like, you might get in situations there, like what happened with the shove with the 6-7 from Gaetan, is that when Jimmy isn't in pots, you might see the other guys just going at it, because these are the easy chips now, like, or what they're perceived to be easy, because like he's just going to give them a headache in every other pot he's involved in.
Be able to get back up in the chat box now in 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna post a picture.
Any word on how Multi finished in that side event? No?
He ended up getting a nice chop out of it. I think he got 4k, I think he said.
Right,
yep.
Nice one, good stuff.
And then I seen him playing open face Chinese against Jamie Dale.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, open face is.
He said he'd only been playing it 2 days.
Yeah, I've been playing Multi on the app. But we haven't been playing for Euros yet, but we've been playing on the iPhone app. But yeah, it's taken off. It's definitely a time to learn that game, I think. So 2 in the flop. David is defending from Jimmy's open. David checks and Jimmy's going to bet all spade. Jack Queen 7 board. He fires out a c-bet. And looks like David is thinking of calling here.
Have you seen the imposter?
No, I haven't seen the
I don't think it will fit on. We'll try it at the end. It's huge, like.
So David's thinking about something here. And he's going to fold. And it's funny, the lads, they've got these awkward 30 biggish stacks.
Yep.
And they're still playing out of position against this guy, you know. It's just not what you want to be doing at this stage of the game, like.
Yeah, he just came on like he had over 6 million chips going to the final table, and the next closest was 3.5.
And is he responsible for Mark's?
Yes.
He took Mark out.
He got Mark out.
Yeah.
When Mark was the guy who Mark double threw him at the start of play as well.
Yeah.
When he made a good call with ace-9 against ace-4.
Now where was Mark's seat on that table?
To the left of Jimmy.
To the left of Jimmy. Jesus, yeah, that could have been fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know, Mark with a stack against Jimmy's another. You know, they seem to be guys that just like to get tangled, like to get involved. Like, and here we go from Raf is going to open up here on a cutoff. He might be he's around 10. He took a pot off Jimmy, so maybe he's around 12 or 13 big blinds. Raf the Weaver there in seat 7, he gives it up and folded to Matthew Duran. He's 14 bigs and a button, and he's just going to ship it in there. And Roland in the big blind. Right. Oh, he just asked for a count. He didn't call. He just asked for a count. And he calls. We've an all in and a call. And we've jacks. We have jacks from Matthew Duran. And ace-9 from Roland, and that's totally standard. I think he shoved around 14 bigs. That's top of his range there, the axe. And the ace-9 is a good call, I think. Definitely, he's shoving a lot worse than that. Wow.
Oh, wow. That is sick.
And that is just horrible.
Matthew just sits there shaking his head.
Horrible for Matthew.
Oh, done.
And he's ace, and that's it.
Locked up.
And that's not it, actually. A jack would do the business, but it's another ace. Comes down the river. And that's Matthew gone, and that's really, really unlucky. But, like, there's nothing wrong. That was a perfect call, you know. He's shoving with a lot worse aces. He's shoving with king queens. The action was Matthew shoved the button for around 14 bigs, and he got called by ace-9, Roland. Ace-9 suited in the big blind.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate. It was a good call, and he got lucky. So that's Roland. Looks like he's up to 5.5 million now. So the rabbit playing cards has got a stack.
Mr. Winamax is out of the event.
So Winamax is out.
We're just going to have a quick dealer change now.
And he was the last French player standing.
So now we have 2 Belgians, 1 Swede, 1 Irish, and 1 player from Luxembourg.
And what was the highest nationality in attendance here? Was it Belgium?
I'd say it was Belgium.
Okay.
They bring over a good portion of players.
Right. Yeah. And what's that? Is that the D4 guys? There's no real online side pushing it big, is there?
No. Well, they always seem to have good support from like Sweden, France, the Belgians. You know.
It's amazing that they're getting over so many from the continent to play a 500 game in Dublin. Like, you know, it's.
Like, you also got to figure on, there's like 2 other events going on at the moment now around Europe. Like, you have a big EBT coming up, and then like there was also a big festival in Ireland yesterday. You know.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
I think it was they had 492 unique entries last year,
Right.
and this year they were only down by 40 players.
Right. Okay.
You know, which is pretty solid.
Now, I don't think the EBT is going to affect travelling numbers. Like, it's a different sort of market, but
There's definitely a couple of players like
definitely take a view from Ireland and
Lappin, Doak, yourself.
myself. Yeah,
you know.
There's O'Shea, them lads. Yeah, maybe 10 to 15 or so. Like,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, you know, you gotta hand it to the guys getting those numbers over, and it's the same for the Winamax 6 Max thing they have here in August. You know, they're phenomenal numbers for a 500 event, like. So what's the next man out get, Danny?
The next one out, Matthew got 10k for a 6-place finish. He got 10,475, and the next player out gets 13,400.
13.4. So we've 5 left. So they're guaranteed 13.5 now. And if it jumped to 17, then 23, 33, and 48 for the win.
We've got 3 gigs left. 3 gigs. So I can't put too much more on.
Right.
What? Okay.
So, by my very rough counts, you got to think David in seat 1 in around 3 million. Roland, their Swedish friend there, who knocked out Matthew's, got to be on about 5 million. Declan there is raising the button. I think he's on about 3 million. Jimmy just has loads. And Raf is definitely a short stack. He's on about 1 million. Like, so again, like right now is a fantastic time for Jimmy to put the pressure on, because like the guys in seat 1 to 3 there, they're all going to be looking at this short stack. They're all going to be waiting for him to make the move. So this is a nice little pay jump to put some pressure on when there's one shorty, like. And it's David in the big blind here. It's Roland to act first. It looks like he's coming in with a raise. Jimmy folds his button. And Roland gets it through. Lincoln. Just put Lincoln in. If I get rid of Lincoln, can I put on the man there?
Yeah.
Sorry if you're overhearing a bit of Danny sorting me out here with some movies for the long week over in France.
Couple of bits and bobs to get you going on the old Nexus 7.
Couple of bits and bobs.
Couple of bits and bobs.
Nothing
No
illegal.
problem getting that thing done last night on it.
Got it done.
Simple enough, straightforward.
Got it rooted. Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, no problem.
I know when Carlo Cortaro went to do his, he could not do it.
Really?
He had so much trouble with it. And I was like, sorry man, I done it in like 10 minutes.
I thought he was a wizard.
Yeah, he's a wizard man, but he just kept running into trouble. Like it was not good for the chap.
That's Jimmy in the cut off. He's going to let it go. And we've our shorty in the big blind, and he shakes his head. He must have had absolute muck there. It's blind on blind, and it's given up. Roland gets a walk, and he shows something.
Just on the live stream.
Yeah, just on break now. I think average is 15k. I think I'm going to 18.
Oh, sweet.
Look one. I think he's Russian fella on the river. And then 2 seconds later, he spewed.
So I see Noel O'Brien went deep in this as well. With Noel O'Brien is a man that pops up
Check call.
all the time at these events, going deep. Like he did a great run in the Winterfest. He finished second, and he had a UKIPT final table. And Noel O'Brien, the County Tipperary handball champion of 1978, popped up again, and I believe he final table bubble or 11th or something. But yeah, another good result from Noel.
Wizards.
Who was your man as well? There was Andrew Sweeney. Is that
Andrew Sweeney, UL Duffer.
that's UL Duffer? Yeah,
Yep.
he was close, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I
Yeah.
think he finished 15th, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And we also Kevin Cullen.
I was watching. Yeah, and Kevin again. Like Jesus, he's knocking out some results. He's been knocking on like some runs. Like he's thereabouts lately. Like.
Yep. I
I
don't
was
know him
di-
too well. Like I know he's around, but I didn't know like how good he was till Tom was saying like. And then I found out like he hangs around with the likes of he's in the John O'Croop leading gang of poker wizards.
Yeah, I met him on the flight again, playing open face on the flight to Edinburgh there, and he's been popping up in the UKIPTs and getting some good runs in them. Like
I've seen him around the few spots
season,
outside
like
the WPT there recently as well.
that's right, yeah. But I was disappointed he didn't seem to have one of his hats on.
No, he didn't have one for that.
This is the
He
problem,
brought one yesterday,
Kevin. See,
but he didn't wear it.
you got to keep the hat on. So yeah, the Irish Hopes here resting, and here we go. Here's their all in. So Raf has shipped it from under the gun. It's come around to Roland. It's come around to Jimmy. Jimmy can certainly afford it, but he's not making any mistakes.
What would you be looking him up with there with his stack?
With his stack.
With Jimmy's stack?
Oh, sorry, with Jimmy's stack.
Comparative to Raf's.
Raf's got like 10 bigs. Like what's his name? Oh God, he don't have about 4 or 5. With Jimmy's stack, it's not really relevant to stack. What's relevant is Raf's stack. Raf is the shortest stack. That's the effective stack in the pot. I'd probably be calling with an ace 10 suited. I'd be calling with maybe pocket 7s or better.
King Jack?
That
King
type
Queen?
range. I wouldn't be calling him King Jack.
You can call him King Jack there, no?
No, I wouldn't call him King Jack. No
Really?
way. Yeah.
You don't like King Jack?
I just don't think it's profitable call there.
Okay.
From that spot, like, you know. Like, okay, can he be shoving King 10 suited? Maybe. Is just about the bottom of his range.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So what are you hoping for, King 10 suited or Jack Queen? Or, you know, a lower pair? You're not crushing a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
So the Jack Queen, the King 10 suited is the only thing you're crushing. Do you know what I mean? And you're dominating a lot. Any ace, you know what I mean? King Queens, all that. So anyway, Roland is running the gauntlet of betting into Jimmy here. Jimmy's letting it up. He's in the small blind, and he lets it up. Roland shows. I don't see what he shows, but I presume it was a decent card. Oh, there's an ace. There's an ace he's showing there. So yeah, he's not. I don't think he's betting into Jimmy without it. Roland seems a tight player. Is he?
I didn't see him
get. He just think he's solid. Maybe that's just his physical
yesterday
presence.
I didn't really see him getting out of line too much yesterday. You know, he just kind of seemed to be steadily like a little bit here, a little bit there, and then it was just like up.
Any word out from our chat box there? Any talk?
Dice 75. Who's the co-commentator?
Who's co-com from Dice? Gee, Dice. How's things? It's the cowboy here.
That's the
Real
one.
amigo. Why do ads always pop
This
up?
up here is Rolling Sun.
Right, so Roland Son is telling us that he can change gears pretty often from tight to aggressive. So Roland Son is telling us he can duck and dive and adapt like
That's the
like
one,
all
yeah.
good players can. But
And then I think some people are getting hit by ads
right,
when they're
okay.
watching the stream, and an ad will pop up in the middle of a crucial hand or something like that. So
That's weird because I didn't get any from home. I don't know whether
you probably
does
have
that make a difference if
I
you
don't-
watch. I have an ad blocker.
there
thing.
you go. Install an ad blocker,
Ad
folks.
blocker dice. Get on it. It's an extension on Google Chrome, and that'll sort out those ads. So Roland Son is telling us he can duck and dive, but he's going to say that anyway. You're going to be biased, Roland Son from Sweden. Why has he got a rabbit tattoo? Is it why a rabbit? Is it his nickname, or what? Is there a story behind that? You can tell us, and we'll shout it out on the stream. We got an open from Jimmy here in the cutoff.
Dice isn't good at technical things, by the way.
Right. Well, why don't you just get Satnav to call over to your house and she'll do it for you?
Oh,
Believe they had great fun in the boot of a car here last week.
oh Jesus! Some madness, man. The Dice man is a fiend for the Bills.
Tell me about
I love
it.
it.
Tell
When
me
he
about
when he
it,
hits
yeah.
it, man, he hits it hard.
Yeah, I missed. I behaved myself in Edinburgh. My lady was out for me, but I was out with me, but I missed. Believe I missed some good sessions.
There's always the next one.
There's Rory Brown tuning in, downtown himself. We had a great time in Vegas this year. We shared a room together, and here's an all-in from Raf again. It looks like he knows what to do with this stack anyway.
Yeah.
He's, he's not calling, he's not dribbling, and he knows open shoving is his best spots, and he gets one through. But yeah, me and Rory shared out in Vegas. We both won packages, and we put it back to back, and we had a great time of it, and chilling in the pool in the mornings.
I
And
like
we had
it.
a really good routine, and
We got to shout out where the thing came from.
what's that?
He stammered as a young child, as a kid, and sounded like the rabbit in Bambi. That's where he got the rabbit from, the tattoo.
Right. Okay. So he was he stammered as a young lad, and he's that's brilliant. I love it.
Pretty cool.
So he's just kind of embraced his what would you call it, defect or whatever you call that type of thing, and he ain't stammering now. He's got a big stack.
What's a Sinatra smash?
Sinatra smash. Where is it? Is that brown? It
Yeah.
must be brown. The Sinatra smash is every time you get into a cab in Las Vegas, there's these Steve Wynn ads on.
Okay.
And Steve Wynn always says when we get into the cab, he always says, if Frank Sinatra was alive today, he'd be drinking the Sinatra smash. So he never actually drank it, but it was like some sort of strawberry bourbon concoction
Okay.
that we discovered, and we used to, after a hard night's poker, and have one of these, or if one of us got a result, have one of these in the umbrella bar there. So
But what about this JP poker drink you're going to be having in Deauville?
that's right, in Deauville. Well, hopefully it'll be a celebratory drink. I don't like to booze while I'm still in a main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently JP was boozing so hard when he was TD in. Whoa, we'll slow this down because
Yep.
we got a 4-bet shove here from David. So Jimmy 3-bet, and it's interesting because like this is the first time David's doubled up. He's got over 30 big, so like finally he's able to start opening pots here. Jimmy knows this, and he 3-bets just like he's been doing, and just like he should be doing. But
David is all in for 2,129,000.
2,129,000 is the all in.
right, so it's 2.1, so it's 20 bigs actually. Right, so Jimmy might price himself in here, depending on that. What's the size of that bet there, Danny?
You have to zoom in.
Look at Albie on the ball.
That's 402,000. No, sorry,
Yeah, it's 450.
452.
Yeah, so he's made it 450, so it's be 1.6 to call. He doesn't really have to call, and that's the beauty of like clicking it back small, like. But
that's a term I don't use that much. Click it back.
yeah,
What's the new lingo in poker at the moment?
well that's it. He just made it smaller, like it's. I suppose like he knows that David is just shoving or folding here, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If David was a lot bigger, he might have room to flat there. Like say if you had, between 30 and 40 bigs, he might have room to flat there in position. Jimmy's able to make that slightly smaller because he knows Dave's only really move is shove or fold, like. Do you know? Like if he made a traditional raise there to say 600, he's committed to calling a 20 big blind shove, like. But he can click it back, and he's putting David on a really, really tight range for 4-bet shoving, like, so he can easily fold there, like. So I like the play, and fair play to David as well. He knows Jimmy is going to come back very wide, so if I don't think he was light there, but if you're going to open up into Jimmy, I think you got to be prepared to do shit like that.
Blinds are now still 50,000, 100,000 and a 12k ante.
Rowan's made 240,000 with the cut off. Asher's folding to Rap on the big line has gone all in.
We have a call.
Rowan makes a call behind Rap shows.
Right, we've it all in and a call here.
Rowan has ace-5 of spades. Rap will be our all-in player. That was approximately 1.3 million. That's it, what is.
So it looked like Raf shoved with the ace-7, and he got called by an ace-5. Wow, Roland's got the flush draw. And like there's loads of chop outs as well, so it's pretty much free rolling here, like, and boom, he hits it. And the Swedish rabbit hits it. And the river is irrelevant. And Raf is out, and we're down to 4. That was a brave call with a small suited ace, wasn't it? What was it, 10 bigs? That was a brave call.
He just shoved and...
No, was it not Raf shoved?
Yeah, Raf shoved and Roland called
That's
it.
what I mean, it was a brave call.
Oh, yeah.
It was a brave call by Roland.
There's 4 players remaining. Our next place finish is going to receive 17,000. Our next pay jump for third spot is going to be 23,500. Second position for 33,000, and our winner and champion is going to receive 40,000.
Raf picks up 13,400 euro.
Right.
Yeah. No, we still have one Belge, David Janssen.
Oh, Janssen is Belgium, is he? Okay.
So we have Belgium, Sweden, Ireland and Luxembourg.
Right. Come on, Ireland. Declan's been quiet. He's going to raise. He's going to raise now. He's been quiet so far. He's raising a button. He gets a fold. But do you know what? I think that's clever. I think he kind of really needed to be quiet there the last while. Like
You think so?
Yeah, like he Jimmy ready to torture, like with on his left, with all these short stacks as well. He's locked up decent pay jumps now. I think now's the time you can start opening up. Like they're four-handed. These guys are. Well, Roland's got to be over 6 million now. Jimmy's on 10. Declan's probably around 3, and David must have around 3. Like so. There's no more shorties. He's waiting out. He can. Well, he's got to open it up now. He's four-handed, like so.
Here we go here. We got Jimmy on the button. Comes in for a raise.
He gets it through. So right, Danny, as much as I'm loving this microphone,
Yep.
I think I'm gonna have to love you and leave you.
It's time to catch your flight.
Yeah, I gotta get this flight. Gotta take down EPT double.
Sweet, man.
You heard it here first.
Make sure you tweet a little bit.
Yeah. I'll be all over that. So yeah, good luck to everyone. Good luck, guys.
Well, cheers for jumping in there for a while, Fergal.
Yeah, no bother, man. No bother.
Legend.
Cheers for sorting me out with them movies.
Yeah, go for it.
Cheers to Rory Brown and Roland and his son in Sweden.
That's the one.
Good luck to everyone. And best of luck to Declan anyway. Hope he takes this down.
Okay.
Alright, Danny, take care.
See ya.
See you now. Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, it's just gonna be me for a little bit till we get another guest commentator in. So don't expect the same level of poker content that we just had. Yeah, is he around? Okay, folks, we got some action here from Roland. He is raised out of the small blind at the Declan. Who has come over the top of him? We got the flat call.
Bet 540 from Declan O'Connell on the big blind, followed by Roland from small blind. Flop.
We're going to the flop.
That was 2 clubs, king of spades, ace of hearts, actions on board.
And with Fergal stepping out, we have Glenn stepping back in. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, glad to be back there.
Sweet, excellent, glad to hear it.
Bets 4 with that.
It's been an emotional roller coaster the last
It's been a crazy one.
hour and a half.
Roland has bet 400,000 on the flop and Declan calls.
Turn card is the 4 of spades. Roland checks.
Check from Roland.
Declan bets 570,000, action back of the roll.
570,000 bet.
And
He's folding.
Roland showed pocket sevens.
Roland showed pocket sevens.
And Declan shows an ace of diamonds.
And Declan has flashed the ace of diamonds.